We run 400-mile races, 500-mile races, but at the end of the day, and I want to know why, does a great finish make a great race?
Yes.
Yes.
Why?
Because that's what you remember. That's the highlight. That's the moment. That's the wow.
Yeah, it kind of goes back to the saying of nobody really remembers who finished second, right? Yes, we can have a great race, but if the finish isn't there, it's not the same.
Yeah.
Two of the most popular races you can look at this season with our fans, Kansas, and then you have the finish of Atlanta.
Yeah.
And it was two of the most intense, most fun finishes I've ever covered and I've ever watched.
It's like going to a movie, right, with a bad ending. You leave
Exactly.
it going, "Ugh."
Bad taste.
So I think it does do a lot to bookend from the race you just watched and kind of build your interest to the next one. So I think that's why the endings are so important.
But I think it depends on who wins.
It does too.
Back to
Yeah.
the fan in the
Really?
stand
Because I
pulling for
think like a
somebody.
guy like Denny or a guy like Kyle who have won, or they can win, but I also feel, and that makes a compelling story because they keep winning. And then I feel like you can have a guy who hasn't won a race win, and that's awesome too because you love the underdog.
There are great stories.
Yeah.
You've got to believe that Brad Keselowski winning Darlington.
That's a great story.
You have to embrace that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
to what he had been through since he moved to RFK Racing,
Totally.
that's a great storyline.
To me, that's why you tune in to a NASCAR race. Because
Exactly.
you don't know what you're going to get. And even if
Exactly.
you tune in and it doesn't start real fast and you're like, you never know how it's going to end. And more than not, at some point in that race, something's going to happen that you can't predict when we throw the green.